Hello, and welcome to the referral process, developing a referral system for explosive growth. My name is Tom Kelly. I'm a Master Certified Business Coach. I specialize in working with salespeople, entrepreneurs, and small business owners. And if you'd like to learn more about me, you can find me online at businesscoachchicago.com. So, what exactly is a referral? Referral comes from the Latin refer, which means to carry back. And for our purpose today, a referral is an opportunity to do business with someone that has a need for your product or service and has been recommended to you by someone that has already experienced in some way your product or service. A couple things to point out here. First of all, a referral is an opportunity to do business. So when someone sends you a referral, that person needs your product or service. That's really important. And also, the referrer, the person that's referring you someone, has already experienced in some way your product or service. So they've been a past client of yours, or perhaps they've experienced you in some way, shape, or form. As you can see here on the referability chart, your referability as a professional goes up based on the experience that person referring you business has had with you. So in other words, if they just met you and never experienced your product or service, your referability is pretty low. However, if they've been a long-term client of yours and have experienced your product or service for a long period of time and are really happy with it, their referability is really high. A great example of this is networking groups. When you go to a networking group, if you haven't done business with the people in the group, your referability is probably pretty low. And as you get to know people and they experience your product or service by using it themselves, the amount of referrals you're going to get is going to be exponentially higher than if they don't do business with you. And this is really important. So, what exactly is a system? A system is a set of detailed methods, procedures, and routines established or formulated to carry out a specific activity, perform a duty, or solve a problem in a predictable, sustainable, and consistent way. So, what exactly is a referral system? A referral system is a set of detailed methods, procedures, and routines established to generate referrals in a predictable, sustainable, and consistent way. So this is just applying a system to how you generate referrals in your business. A little bit on word of mouth. We've all talked about and heard that word of mouth is the best way to grow your business. However, I'd like to argue that point. First of all, word of mouth is not a system. It's really hoping you will get business. This isn't predictable, sustainable, or consistent in the long term. So if you don't create a system for generating referrals, you will never become a sustainable way to build your business. This is really important. So here are the 5 keys to a great referral system. Key number 1 is have a positive belief system around referrals. I want you to start by thinking right now about what your belief systems are about referrals. Are they positive beliefs or negative ones? If you're like most people, you probably have some negative belief systems around referrals. And it's really important that you clear this up in order for a referral system to work for your business. So, what are the key beliefs of people that do really well and grow their business through referrals? First of all, they have the intention of building their business through referrals, and this is really important. They start out with that positive intention of wanting to grow their business through good quality referrals. Second of all, you don't have any hang-ups or disempowering beliefs about asking for referrals. This is probably the biggest hang-up for most of us. We usually have some disempowering beliefs or thought processes around asking for referrals, which stops us from actually following through. You're in integrity. You give referrals as well as receive them. If you're not in the habit of giving referrals, chances are you're not going to receive very many of them. So this point is really important. You align your actions with your intentions by having a systematic process for generating referrals. We're going to talk about this much more in depth in this presentation, but this is really key to having success here. You believe that you add massive value and deserve to be referred. I always tell people, if you don't feel that you deserve to be referred, other people won't feel that you deserve to be referred. This is really important. Key number 2, setting the table for referrals. When it's time to eat, what do? We set the table. And it's no different for referrals. A key myth that holds us back is that referrals come after the sale. The reality of the situation is that every interaction before, during, and after the sale determines if you will get referrals or not. Why? Because people don't care about you or your business. What they really care about is their reputation. They assume how you treat them is how you will treat others. They assume that if you add massive value for them, you're going to add massive value for the people they refer you to. And they are wondering at all times, will you make them look good or are you going to make them look bad? So, you must strive to create customer evangelists. If you don't create customer evangelists, it's going to be very hard for you to generate massive amounts of referrals. So what do I mean by a customer evangelist? I want to tell you the story of my first experience with Krispy Kreme donuts. When I was working in the corporate world, I had this woman that sat next to me every day, and she came into the office one day really excited, and she told me that they had just opened the first Krispy Kremes in the Chicago area. And I had never heard of Krispy Kremes before, so I asked her, well, what is Krispy Kremes? And she's like, oh my gosh, you've never had a Krispy Kreme donut before? And I said, no. And she's like, well, you absolutely have to experience this. So to my surprise, the next morning when I walked into the office, there was a donut on my desk with a nice napkin underneath it. And as I looked around the office, every cube in the office had a donut on it. And this woman had gone from Chicago all the way out to the suburbs of Chicago, bought in a couple dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, and brought them back to the office for everyone to experience. This is what a customer evangelist is. So the key question that I have for you is, if your success was entirely determined by one customer, how would you treat that customer? So here are a couple keys to building evangelists. First of all, you need to wow them at every step of the way. If you add massive value at each step, they're going to be a raving fan. Don't make your business a commodity. If you compete solely on price all the time, you really devalue what you do, and you're not bringing massive value to your customer. So make sure that you differentiate your business from other people's businesses by pointing out the ways that you add massive value and continuing to do that. If your businesses are perceived as a commodity, your customers will suffer from indifference. In fact, in a recent survey, about 68% of people said they are indifferent to a product or service that they're currently using and that they would buy from someone else if given the opportunity. That's really important. So setting the table. What you want to do when you set the table is explain how you work, why you depend on referrals, and what a referral is for you. Asking them up front makes it easier at the end. You'll have their permission to do so, and I'll give you an example in a second. And you also want to know, what is it that you need to do to earn their referrals? And this is critically important. So let's do a quick example of how you can set the table for referrals. Here's some dialogue that you can use to properly set the expectation that you're looking for referrals. Mrs. Client, may I take a moment to share with you how I build my business? Sure. Well, what I enjoy most about what I do and where my time is best served is working with my clients. I want to spend as much time as possible serving my clients and exceeding your expectations. In order for me to spend more time with my clients and less time marketing or prospecting for new business, I really need the help of my satisfied clients. Please understand, I'm certainly not asking for any referrals from you now. Personally, I feel that would be incredibly presumptuous to ask you to introduce me to other potential clients before you even have a chance to truly utilize and benefit from my services. After all, we just started working together. However, in a couple months or even weeks, when you're clearly realizing the benefits of my services and have gotten even more value than you expected, would you be comfortable sharing the results you have experienced with others and introduce me to those people who might also benefit from my services? Sure, I don't see why not. That sounds great. Thanks in advance for this consideration. Just so I know what it will take to make you a raving fan, what can I do to make you comfortable enough to actually want to refer business to me? By having this conversation up front with your clients, this allows you to let your clients know that you're looking for referrals, gets their permission to do so, and also allows them to tell you exactly what you need to do to earn their referrals. So by setting the table up front, you're setting the expectation of what you're looking for, and at the same time, you're also learning what it's going to take to make them a raving fan. This is a huge key to being successful with a referral system. Key number 3 is systematically asking for referrals. Keep in mind, like we said before, hope doesn't work. You need a system to be successful. So here are the keys. First of all, you want to assess where your biggest opportunity is. So when you look at your prospects, your customers, your partners, your friends, family, your website, and social media, where are you having the most success right now? Pick one of those and build a system around it. My advice is to pick the one area that you're having the most success with and then build your referral system around this area first. What you want to do is you want to leverage your natural touch points with your customers. So analyze every interaction point that you have and see where you can ask for referrals along the way. So some examples: your initial interaction with the customer or client, after the first sale, after a set period of time, perhaps at the end of the customer experience, or when they stop being a client. These are all areas that you should be asking for referrals and targeting, generating referrals from your clients and customers. For each touch point, you want to leverage the 3 keys to success. First of all, you want to get the affirmative. What this means is you want to ask your customer or client some questions to make sure they've had a good experience with you and are ready to send you great referrals. If you set the table up front, this makes getting the affirmative very simple and very easy. The second thing you want to do is get very specific about what a good referral is for you. The more specific you are with your client or customer in asking for what you want, the more likely it is you're going to get referred to the types of people that are good for your business. And the third thing you want to do, and probably the most important, is protect their reputation. Again, they don't care about you and your business. What they care about is whether or not their reputation is going to be intact. If they refer someone to you, they want to know that that person's going to be taken care of and that they're going to be excited that they were referred into your business. You want to make it happen automatically and systematically. If you're not asking for referrals automatically and systematically, it's probably going to fall apart. In fact, surveys have been done on this, and they show that if you have a systematic approach to this and you execute the first 1 or 2 steps of the system, your likelihood of following through is almost 100%. So this is really important. Use your systems and technology to your advantage. You can build a documented, repeatable process, and this can include, physically asking. It could also include electronic means, websites, emails, all types of things that you can do to build the system. And the last thing you want to do here is document your system and execute it on a consistent basis. Key number 4 is to make it easy to provide you referrals. So how do you do this? First of all, you got to realize that you're not even on your client's radar. Again, they don't care about you and your business. You need to also realize that people tend to pick the low-hanging fruit. So the easier it is to refer people to you, the more likely it is that they're going to actually follow through with that. Getting lucky is all about being at the right place at the right time. Again, if you have a referral system and you're asking frequently for referrals, chances are you're going to be in the right place at the right time and generate lots of referrals. You want to teach your clients how to give you referrals. What I mean by this is you want to make sure that they understand what a great referral is for you and the best way to give you a referral so that they know and they're confident. You want to leverage all of your marketing and sales efforts. So when you look at all the logical touch points that you have with your customers, you want to make sure that from a marketing perspective and a sales perspective, during all those touch points, you're asking for referrals. So you can do this via your website, via your email signature, perhaps email newsletters or snail mail newsletters, social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, networking meetings. These are all great places to ask for referrals and do so on a consistent basis. You want to incentivize your sales team and support staff to generate referrals. Again, your sales team and your support people probably don't care about you or your business, but they do care about getting paid. So if you provide incentives for them to grow referrals, chances are they're going to follow through and do that. And you also want to provide incentives for your partners. If you have any business partners or people that normally give you referrals, by providing incentives to them, you're going to provide an opportunity to generate much more referrals from these people. So one thing that's really important is having a client intake system. Here's what I mean by that. First of all, you want to utilize a consistent intake system for all of your clients and customers. You want to tell them about the experience the referral will go through, just like they did. And you want to lower their expectations by telling them, I'm not assuming they will become a client. What this does is it removes that wall and takes the pressure off of them, so they know you're not going to try to do the hard sell with the person that they refer into you. You also want to get to know as much as you can about the prospect, especially their relationship with the person referring them. This is really important so that you can make a strong connection when you first talk to that person that got referred. So the first thing here you want to do is make sure that you get introduced to the referral. If you have a warm introduction and the person that's referring you in tells you and introduces the other person to you, it's much more likely you'll make a sale. You also want to make sure that you keep the referral source in the loop by explaining to them exactly what's going on throughout the process. For example, you want to let them know that you contacted the person, that you've talked to them, maybe if you've had a meeting with them. You want to keep them in the loop on that and let them know what's going on. Again, this protects their reputation and makes them feel more comfortable about giving you referrals. You want to say thank you for the referral. So once you get the referral, you want to thank them in some way. If you want to provide a gift or something like that, that's a great way to do it, or handwritten thank you note or whatever, but you want to make sure that you thank the person for sending you a referral. You also want to get the person referred to you to say thank you as well. Again, this strokes the ego of the person that referred you the business in the first place and helps protect their reputation. So if the person you got referred to had a great experience, ask them to say thank you to the person that told them about you. And if the prospect isn't ready to buy now, make sure you have a follow-up system. Not everyone is ready to buy when they're referred in. So perhaps they have a great experience with you but just aren't ready right now. And what you want to be able to do is have a good follow-up system so that in the future when they are ready to buy, that you can follow up with them and make sure that you get that business. This is one key area where a lot of people miss a great opportunity to generate business because they figure if they don't buy right then that they're not interested, and that's just not the case. Key number 5 is track your success. I truly believe that anything worth doing is worth tracking, and this is why I put key number 5 in here. It's really important and critical for your success. So what you want to do is build a tracking system to measure the results that you're creating. This will allow you to leverage your successes and fix the problem points. And over time, you'll have a predictable system, A plus B equals C. So in other words, once you have a system in place and you're tracking and measuring what's working, you can do more of what's working. And if there's some sticking points or problem points, you can address them. And over time, you'll have a system where you'll be able to predict exactly what's going to happen and what you're going to get out of it. And that's really important. So my key question to you is, what would having a referral system mean to your business? I want you to really think about this right now because it's important. Because if having a system really is important to grow in your business, you're probably not going to follow through and actually do this. So what would it mean to you? Do you think you could double your business if you had a referral system? Maybe triple your business? Or perhaps much, much more? Whatever that is, I want you to write that down right now. Just ask yourself the question, what would having a great referral system do for my business? And write that number on a piece of paper. So here's some important keys to success. Create space to build your system. In other words, working on your business so that you can execute on it, working in the business. In my experience, if you don't set time up outside of your normal working hours or when you're working with your clients or customers, you're not going to have the space to create the system. You've got to work on the business first and then implement it within your business. Keep in mind, it's not rocket science. 99% of the people know what to do. It's the 1% that actually do it that have the success. So don't worry about having a perfect system. Just build the system and execute on it. And as you track and measure your success, you can tweak it as you go along. And that's going to be the key to success. Be part of the 1%, not one of the 99%. And if you do nothing else, just ask. If you're asking for referrals on a regular basis, no matter how you ask, you're going to get some. One way or the other, this is going to help you grow your business. So in summary, there are 5 keys to a great referral system. Key number 1 is have a positive belief system around referrals. Again, you need to have a positive belief system around referrals because if you don't, your clients and customers certainly won't either. Key number 2 is setting the table for referrals. If you set the expectation up front and understand what it's going to take to earn the referrals of your customers, it makes it much easier later on in the process to ask and have success. Key number 3 is systematically asking for referrals. If you have a focused and systematic approach where you're asking multiple times for referrals, your referrals are going to go up exponentially. Key number 4 is make it easy to provide you with referrals. Again, people don't care about you and your business, but they will help you with referrals if you make it easier for them. The easier it is, the more likely it is that they're going to generate referrals. So make sure you make it easy for them. And key number 5 is track your success. Anything worth putting effort into is worth tracking. And by tracking, you'll be able to see what's working and do more of that, and what's not working and fix it. So eventually, over time, you'll have a great system that works well. If you're interested in applying what you just learned, feel free to contact us for a complimentary coaching session. You can email me at tomkelly@potentialinmotion.com, or you can also find me online at www.businesscoachchicago.com. I hope you found this useful.